Good day to everyone. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. My name is Glenville Daly, and I am from the beautiful island of Montserrat. And today is a good day, so I'll be smiling a lot because I just saw a message from somebody showing me that, some ministers and so forth, they're speaking about the speed issue, the speed limit that the police sent out a notice that says if in case you go over 20 miles per hour and you are caught going over 20 miles per hour, then you would be having to pay a fine of about $750. And of course, this, in my opinion, I have to smile because this, in my opinion, is pure nonsense. Pure nonsense. And I don't even know the reason why anybody would actually send out this notification, this notice to people, especially in a time that we have people coming into the country and people are enjoying themselves and we are not having any major accidents. I saw a few accidents and they were basic fender benders and so forth. And, I don't know why some people get so excited when, we have people in Montserrat, they get excited and start posting all kind of nonsense. But it is nice to see that politicians are actually talking. It's wonderful to see politicians making statements and saying that they're going to review certain laws and policies and so forth. And that's good because at least politicians actually speaking. Yeah, I know it's politics in the ear, but it's good to see that politicians are actually speaking and saying stuff like that. But I think they should be speaking about more important stuff because I'm not bothered about traffic and speed. Personally, I think that the police officers in Montserrat are very fair people. I don't have any issues with any police officer. And, I actually think I'm very good with these officers and they're doing a good job. And the officers are not like the old time officers who are very disgusting and love to cause problems. These officers are very sensible and smart. And I keep saying to them, whenever I see them, I say to them, I used to be a law enforcement officer. And let me explain something to you. Don't overdo, don't push your powers too far because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Because at the end of the day, I tell police officers at the end of the day, you must always look at the people that were there before you. Look at the ones that were there before you and see what happens to them, what happens to them after they leave the police force. Because when they leave the police force, they need people. Every police officer who leaves the force, they would need people, they would need a job with somebody. So it doesn't make sense for you to overuse your power. When I was a custom officer, I had a lot of power and I never over abused my power. So I said to them all the time, look at the people. And I said to people all the time, look at the people that were doing the work that you were doing. Look at where they are now. What are they doing? A majority of the time you realize that these people who had all this power and these people that were so disgusting, charging people on the road for nonsense and, acting a kind of way. Now these are the same people out there that are looking a job from the private sector because they felt that they were going to be in police forever and they had this power forever. And then they realized that, when you catch yourself now, you have to come back out to the same people. And then you start telling people, oh, let bygones be bygones. Let bygones be bygones after you embarrass people and harass people and abuse the power that you had. So I don't see that this law would even affect the people of Munster because I'm not seeing any police officer really going out there with a speed gun to check to see if somebody is driving over 20 miles per hour. Especially the fact that most of our vehicles are in kilometers and most people don't know what you have to multiply by. I think it's probably 1.6 to get whatever. I don't know. I think it's about 1.6 you have to multiply. You have to check that out to do the conversion or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't see this as a big issue because people, I don't think the police officers are going to be enforcing this nonsense because they themselves are not driving 20 miles per hour. And if in case that we have to drive 20 miles per hour, we're going to have traffic jam on an ordinary day and we're going to have more accidents on the road. And as I said, the police officers are more smarter, and I keep telling them, do not abuse your power, because at the end of the day, when police do not work out for you, you have to come back out to the same people that you abused, and you're going to need people in order for you to survive. And all you have to do is look at plenty of the police officers who had all this power, and look at them now trying to get a job. Look at them now doing certain jobs that you never thought that these people would have been doing. And I'm talking about the people at the top. So it is actually good though to see that police officers, doing what they're doing. But at the end of the day, I don't feel that they're going to be abusing their power. And I think that this instruction came from somebody who doesn't even understand Montserrat's culture. Because if there's no issue, don't make an issue. And I mean, the traffic law, of course, needs to be revised, because some of these laws were designed since 1967. Yeah, some of these laws that need to be revised are very, very old laws. Way before I was even thought about being conceived, these laws were in existence. Some of these laws are 1960, 1967, and so forth, and do not make any sense at all. But it is also nice to see that politicians and ministers are actually starting to speak. But I want them to start to speak on more important matters. Talk about revising the taxes, talk about revising the fact that people should not be paying taxes on $2,000. That means the threshold should be raised to $24,000 instead of $15,000. These are the things that I want politicians to start speaking about, because there is no way that people should be paying taxes on $2,000 and less. Anything over $2,000, I could understand you pay some taxes. That means the tax threshold needs to be raised to 24,000 instead of 15,000. And this 15,000 is a whole law that needs to be revised also. So while they're talking about revising nonsense like traffic and speed, I need them to actually talk about revising the tax law and raising the tax threshold to actually $24,000, so that somebody could actually be going home with $2,000 a month, and so that the men in Montserrat, they would be now able to have some extra money that they could actually support their children, because many women in Montserrat are complaining that the men are not supporting their children and they're not giving the child enough money. But when you have a tax threshold of $15,000 and you're charging people taxes, the men don't have much money, basically, and that is no excuse for them not to be paying child support. But I think they should raise the tax threshold to 24,000 instead of 15,000. After 24,000, you pay taxes, so that means you at least get $2,000 a month in your pocket, in your account. So that's it for me for today. Thank you for tuning in. Take care. Bye.